Yet another year is in the can, which is where a lot of it belongs. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen's Worst Movies of 2018. It's time for another year-end roundup of those movies whose only distinction is that they were shittier than almost every other movie this year. And believe me, that's saying something. So let's gather up the usual suspects and just call it Project Gutenberg. An abject waste of time, money, and effort so bad that Chow Yun-fat could reasonably sue for defamation for having participated. Project Gutenberg is a testament to everything wrong with China market movies. The worst part of it for me was the knowledge that Felix Chong either never saw The Usual Suspects or, perhaps worse, he thought no one else had. It's like Bizarro Reservoir Dogs, except that now we have the internet. But Project Gutenberg is, at least, the best of the worst. Europe Raiders is the sequel nobody wanted, although that's also applicable to at least one or two other movies on this list. Yet another attempt to exploit a Hong Kong franchise with a China-friendly installment. Europe Raiders is notable only for providing us with cinematic proof that Jennifer Tsai Ting is more convincing at being a badass than Chris Wu. Her action scenes are convincing and watchable, and don't make me think Wong Cho-lam is masculine, but I digress. Remember I mentioned sequels no one wanted? L-Storm is the third installment of movies that really should be showing on RTHK and not a movie screen. Leaden, didactic, and less exciting than watching paint peel. Virtually the only redeeming thing about L-Storm is that it's laid the groundwork for the fourth installment, which is going to be titled Peace Storm, and no, I am not making that up. I hope they get Wong Jing to direct it, because then I can audition to play Donald Trump. I think it's important for a director to really understand their subject as well as their audience. If you're going to make a movie about people who live in a remote village in the New Territories and the miserable lives they lead and the terrible things they do, opening your film with a quote from Dostoevsky's The Brothers Karamazov just tells me that you probably don't know anything about people like that. I have no patience for snobbery, and I especially have no patience for arid, lifeless garbage parading as an art film. Steffi Tang gets paid a lot of money to act with a blank face, quite a lot recently, but that doesn't mean I have to pay to watch it. Thank God I didn't. Now, I did pay to watch Iceman the Time Traveler, but it was only 50 Hong Kong dollars in Fanling on a Tuesday morning, so nobody saw me doing it. Except the guy at the box office who honestly laughed at me for watching this monstrosity. The more I think about it, the more convinced I am that Iceman the Time Traveler is just cobbled together from leftover footage that they had when they filmed the first one and part of the second one. I mean, that theory makes as much sense as anything else in this movie. It's so weird and bad and wrong that it's almost interesting. Iceman the Time Traveler truly is cinema for all the wrong reasons, which is as good a way as any to present what may be the least surprising choice in this channel's 5-year history. The worst film of 2018 by a very wide margin is Barbara Wong's Girls vs. Gangsters, aka The Vag-Over. 2 hours of unfunny, pedantic, nauseating trash. This film's only redeeming value is that if we're lucky, it puts the final nail in the coffin of Barbara Wong's career. It's so bad that I'm tempted to think that she actually paid for the release of Iceman the Time Traveler in a vain attempt to knock herself out of this ignominious spot. Fat f***ing chance, Babs. Although please, go ahead and knock yourself out. Girls vs. Gangsters is unforgivable dog shit that does more to set back the representation of women in film than all of Wilson Chin's movies combined. Now, luckily, we didn't get anything new from Kim Jong Untalented this year, but let's see what 2019 brings. Please be sure and watch my other 2018 year in reviews videos.